Okay, we got here. Problem is, probably can't tell from this angle, but the motor is actually sitting too far over that direction. The tail end needs to go this way. So, what I've already done, can't really see it. I loosened the bolt down there on the motor mount on this side. And you can see down there I got the bolt loosened down on that side. I got the motor jacked up underneath. As you can see there. And then back there I got the tranny jacked up. And I think that I'll show you the problem with it. Okay, right there's the transmission mount. And it's got to come this way about a 1/2 inch. And one of the problems, you can see right up in there, collector pipes hitting the side of the frame there. So you can definitely tell it needs to be moved over. And there's the transmission jacked up. Focus anywhere I'm supposed to be at. Oh, right there. So I've got to move that over. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you can see it, these little things right here. These spacers go on them. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off right here, because it's had about 4 or 5 spacers in it. Cut this piece right here off flush with these spacers, and then put all these other spacers over on this side. And when I put the cross member, which is right there, I'll put it back over there, up on there. I think it'll move this over. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, you can see right there, I cut a piece of it off. It's laying right there. I don't know how much that'll help. But that ought to move it over some. I'm not sure how much, but put the cross member up there and see how much it moved it maybe. And get that done, then we'll come back to it. Okay, what I did here was I took these shims, all but one out of this side, put them over here on this side, put the bolt back in, lined up the transmission mounts down here, and it actually moved the transmission over a 1/2 inch this way. Yeah, about a 1/2 inch this way. And then I had a problem up here. I had to grind this corner down on this mount so it'd clear this bolt. Done that. And I've got daylight between this header and that frame mount there, that I'm going to have to unloosen these bolts and see if I can slide this one way or the other and line it up a little better and give me a little bit more room. We'll have to wait and see. So I'll do that next and get back with you. Okay, the motor still seems to be sitting crooked after I moved the transmission towards the driver's side a good 1/2 inch. So the next plan of attack would be put a pry bar right in there and pry it up on this side. And at the same time, put another pry bar in here and try to push that way with it. And see if I can move the motor. And then after you get that done, then I got to hook the header pipes back up because I got them loose now. So there shouldn't really be anything holding that motor from moving. Okay. Didn't move the engine very much, and I quit working on that. I'm going to go down here and see if I can line up these header pipes, and I had to straighten out this gasket. It's an aluminum forever type gasket that goes in between there. I had to undo all the exhaust all the way back. As you can see, the exhaust sitting on the jack back there, just so I could move this back to get this piece out. And now I'm going to stick it back in there and see if I can get it all hooked back up where it seals up right, proper. When I get that done, it goes right in there. Goes right up in between those two pieces there. And this thing here don't want to move back very good, but I'll see if I can get it in there and then we'll get back to it. Okay, we've got the bolts in that side there. Got it all lined up, bolted up, got new bolts up. Got a piece of dirt in my mouth. Had to jack it up a little bit more in the back for the exhaust pipes and everything to line up. Now I'll see if I can get this lined out and hooked up, and then take these old bolts out, put new bolts in it, and new bolts here. I can focus in on that or not. Those are all new bolts. And take these old ones out, and this piece here, that forever seal aluminum collector gasket. This one here on this side might be alright. I had to take and straighten the other one out. It was all bent up. But, okay, I'll get that done. Okay, got the bolts in this side here. All new bolts with lock washers. Lined it up. Got the jack out back there and got the bolts back up into the muffler brackets back there. Now I got to go down at the very end and put the tailpipe brackets back on. And we'll catch it out. Okay, there's the bracket for that. See if I can do this one-handed. Find the daggone hole up there. There. Really should have lock washers on them, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to come loose. Hasn't yet. Kind of hard to do this when you don't have a tripod to set the camera on. But make do. Well, I think that was about the proper amount of torque on it. Now, this one over here, might take 2 hands to get lined up, so I'll go ahead and get that one done, and then we'll go back to something else here in a minute. Okay, back to the motor mounts up front now. I can't really see them without a flashlight, but there's a bolt up in there. It's got to be tightened down. And there's a bolt right up in there. It needs to be tightened down. Tighten it down finger tight. I won't bore you with tightening down this bolt. So when I get up to the top side bolts, well, we'll get back to you. Okay, the bottom bolts are done. Now all I gotta do is tighten up these top motor mounts there, and then we'll be good to go. So we'll get that started, and then we'll get back. Okay, that one's tightened down. And that one over there, it's tightened down too. Got all my tools and my mess out from underneath of it. And crank this bad boy up. Now they won't run and idle till the motor gets good and warmed up, because there's no chokes on these carburetors. They're racing carburetors which don't have chokes on them, so until the motor gets warmed up it won't want to idle. But anyway, we'll start her up and see what we got. Got a little bit of a exhaust leak right down in there that I need to fix, but that's a project for another day. Today it's 70 degrees here in Terre Haute, Indiana. Tomorrow it's going to be down to 43, and the rest of the week's going to be between 45 and 50 degrees, somewhere in there. But anyway, got the engine moved over a little bit, and the collector's away from the frame down in there. There's probably about that much of a gap now between the frame and the collector, so won't have that rattle anymore. And we'll just have to see how it goes from there. And it sounds like she's leaking down there at the collector, but I don't know. Got a rattle down there now somewhere. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm tired. Been working on this since about 1 o'clock. And it's now 5 o'clock, so Been working on it a good 4 hours. I'm done for the day.